Welcome back to another episode of Desire to Inspire, your mama's favorite podcast. We're in a studio.
We're in a studio.
A filmmaking studio. We're testing some new cameras out this week, so excited to see what those look like. But it feels a lot more official than having some cell phones up, and a little bit more intimidating.
It's honestly a little bit scary. Like I can see all the angles, which I was just telling you, and it's weird because I feel like I'm just going to be making eye contact with all of these different angles, and I don't know if that's good or bad.
Hey, like we say, baby, it's always about progressing. It's always about moving forward, and I feel like this could be a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, you've been stepping it up a lot lately, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a new hoodie?
No.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah.
It's nice. I've never seen that little zipper across the front, like your little kangaroo mom.
Yeah, a little JoJo in there.
When you say that, I think of Josie, and I'm like, she'd fit in there.
Yeah, she definitely could. Yeah, man. Continuously elevating and putting stuff in the right motion. I kind of said in my daily drive-by this week that I released that being consistently good over occasionally great. Ever since I heard that saying, it's kind of like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method for me. It's just like, get it done, make it happen, figure a way out, and in the end, you'll be happier because you check that box versus not checking that box and then having to deal with like the ramifications afterwards of just like my own mental thoughts of like, you should have fucking done it.
Yeah. And it goes back to the old, like, I was going to say saying, but it doesn't even feel like a saying. But it's like that phrase of like, hard work beats talent. Because it doesn't matter if you're great. If you're not doing things consistently, like, you're just going to stay there.
Yeah.
With people who are consistently doing things day over day, like, they're slowly building, and eventually they're going to pass your ass.
Yeah, 100%, dude. We didn't get to elaborate on enough. I was thinking back to it on the podcast when I brought up how my brain thinks of things as, like, compound interest. And it's reading my journal over the last 2 years because I have the 5-year journal. I'm noticing. I was
like, that's scary. I would never just go crack open my journal to a random day from the years past.
Yeah,
you see it.
It's a 5-year journal, and so it gives me a glimpse into what was going on during this time last year, the year before, and
what year are you on?
2025, so year 3 in this journal.
Well, no shit, it's 2025. Like, what year of the journal are you on?
Year 3. Sorry, my bad.
I know what year it is, bro. Damn. So everything is. Like, anything in there could be DTI related.
It could be, yeah. Or it could be like how I am mentally, physically
right,
at that time.
I just mean like DTI has been a through line for the last 3 years. So like at any point it could pop up.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool though.
And so I saw something in that journal 2 days ago when I was writing. And it was talking about something new that we did in the podcast studio. And then it was talking about how I'm reaching my goals physically. And it was weird because like we're doing those things now.
The same thing.
But like better.
Right.
But better.
But it is like your actions are the same.
Yes. And so I wrote yesterday in my journal how I want to be able to continue the things that I'm seeing early on in the year, that I'm seeing them again later in the year, because it's a comment. Oh, I feel so good right now. Mentally, physically, I'm dialed in.
I don't want to talk shit on the pod, but I'm going to probably end up talking shit on the pod.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about this today. It's like, we feel fucking great right now.
Yeah.
And we're 40 days into the DTI 50. But looking at the group chat of the DTI 50, crickets, dog.
Crickets.
So let's be real. People probably made it 20 to 25 days through. Or they're just not talking about it. But if you're feeling as good as we are, you're not silent.
Yeah.
There's a couple people still in there very consistently. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, for a big shout out to you guys. And it's crazy too, because what I'm realizing is there's people that are reaching out in one-on-one chats on like our client portal side of things. Hey man, this is going really good. I'm really enjoying this. I'm seeing this progress. Hey, I'm not doing this. Hey, I'm making sacrifices over here. And to me, it's like, share that. Let other people see it. Let other people hear it. Like, you don't know how much people are yearning for that. Even myself, like, I'm fucking dialed, bro. I was telling Lo yesterday when we were...
this right here. Inspire. That's what this means, guys.
Yes.
Fucking share.
First, you got to have the desire to do it, to want it, and then you can go and inspire people. And it's just so... It's eye-opening when you start checking those boxes and do that compound interest, and that stuff starts building and growing and adding on each other. Because, dude, I was out in Florida in St. Pete's all week for work. every block you walk down, there's bars, there's music, there's camaraderie, there's laughter, there's everything you could want. One after another. And I was like, you know what? I'm fucking happy that I'm going back to my hotel room. I'm fucking happy that I'm out here on a walk right now. Like, my brain wasn't like, oh, pull me in. And it's truly because, like, dude, there's a lot of forward momentum right now. And I want to keep, like, harnessing that energy to hopefully, like, inspire others and to bring others not into the DTI 50, but just into the life that they want to live. Because every single day that we're doing something, every single day that we showcase it, it's hitting more and more people. Whether it's silent or not, it's hitting more people. And so when it does hit somebody, I just want them to start sharing their journey and their, like, motivation and why they got started and how they're feeling and the things that they're seeing out of it. And so I wish there was more camaraderie in the chat. But again, some of these people, I mean, it could be the first challenge that they've done in a long time or something that they stuck to. So everybody's in different places, and not everybody likes to talk about it until they can actually show proof.
I mean, I understand that too. They might not be in a place to do so, but I also know that statistically, people have fallen off. And so that's just, like, obviously that part. But I'm in a similar position where I am getting one-off type of conversations. Not even so much from that group, but just I've had people in person ask me, like, what is the DTI 50? I've had multiple DMs like, are you going to elaborate, like, what this is? And I'm like, no, this is what I want. I want you to ask me so then I can talk to you one-on-one. Yeah. I don't want to just throw it up. Like, first of all, if you've been following me for years, you should know. We do it every year.
Every year.
So I'm like, you could already know. You could also just go to the page that gets tagged and find out for yourself. But I would rather you reach out so then I can talk to you about it one-on-one and we can talk it through about how it's more of a lifestyle approach than anything. So we are having those conversations. Those conversations are cool, but it really is compounding interest, man.
It is. Anything that you do for an extended period of time will build and grow in the right direction. There is a reason why people first start investing in smaller things or in the stock market or whatever. And over the years, they see things compound. They see things grow. There's ups, there's downs. Compound interest is literally life and how we live it. And it's up to us daily to figure out how that's going to grow, how that's going to fall, how that's going to crumble. And guess what? We never know when the stock market's going to crash. We never know when a stock's going to boom. We don't know these things. That's the same thing in life. We never know when something big or tragic is going to happen in our life. We never know when something's going to change the trajectory of what we're doing. And so for people that are, like, out there struggling to get started because, oh, it's not the right time, or, oh, this came up or that came up, or I'm so busy, it goes back, and again, I keep referencing these daily drive-bys because I want people to listen to them because I do feel like there's a ton of value in them. But things will not start changing until you start to change, which seems obvious. But every single day that passes that you don't get started is another assurance to your brain of why you don't have to. And so until you start putting coins in that piggy bank, which is your effort, nothing is going to be able to grow. Nothing's going to be able to compound, and you'll never get the different image or mentality in your head to actually, like, try and flip a light switch on to see the bigger picture and the things to come from it.
You see, I had a daily drive-by this week.
Yeah, I did.
I was driving and I was like, I wasn't going to record because I was going to run in the rain.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not about to record while I'm getting rain. I don't even want to take my phone. And I'm definitely not recording on a treadmill.
Yeah,
which I'm glad I didn't, dude. It'd be loud for one, but also I was in between two other people. One of which was Justin. But when I got home, I was like, dude, you got to let me know if there's even a treadmill open because if not, I got to go out to the rain.
Yeah.
And I wanted to run in the rain more, which is why I ran on the treadmill. Not enjoyable, by the way. Not enjoyable.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know. So listen to that daily drive-by. Go back and listen to these things because I feel like the stuff that Dylan and I preach is if we were, like, gone and people finally were like, fuck, I should have listened to them because they always preached this or they always talked about this or they always said.
It's easier to look at it in hindsight, though. Look at how many, like, famous painters that we know today were completely unknown while they were alive.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many instances of that. Even, like, look back to, like, old philosophy type shit. Obviously, there was no way to spread that message the same way that we can spread it today. Which is actually crazy to even think about how it reached that many people.
Yeah.
Like, that alone is crazy. But so many people go unknown for so long and then leave a lasting impact way down the line. And if that's what we are, that's what we are. but you have the fucking chance to listen now if you're already hearing this. So how about we hop to it?
Yeah, I wanted to say a big shout out to you, dude. The consistency that you've been putting in, both in social media and then in other areas, just with continuous like working 2 jobs and focusing on the things that you have been. It gets me excited because
It's exhausting.
every single day I'm like, he fucking made the post. Let's go, baby. Compound interest.
There's been
Compound
days I
interest.
almost forgot and I put it up at like 11 o'clock.
When I was in St. Pete's, there was a night that I almost went to bed without my 150 push-ups that I've been doing every night. And
I
was
almost
like,
didn't post a fucking run thought this week. That's why I ended up being in the car, because I was so close to just being cool with it, not going out.
Yeah. And you sent me a post that I want to read on here. We'll see if I can not make a mistake when I read it. But it goes right into this conversation of just literally building our brand. And I feel like we're finally showcasing our brand. We're finally portraying our brand of what it is and how just implementing little things into your lifestyle are what accumulate and compound on each other to then see the next tier and the next tier and the next tier. Because it's just like a morning routine. Like nobody just goes from waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock to waking up at 4:30 and having that sustain the rest of their life. And so Nick Bear's talking about morning routines. Mel Robbins is. I preach about it all the time.
I was anti-morning routine this week, if you listened.
Yeah, I know.
Which I always am, though.
I brought you up in my daily drive-by.
Oh, did you? I'm going to have to listen. But I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't like to talk about the fact that I really don't have a morning routine because I feel like it goes against the brand, but it doesn't. I was like, you still got to put it out there. Because realistically, not everyone's going to have a morning routine. It doesn't mean that you can't be dialed in.
They're failures in my mind. If you don't have a morning routine...
You just shouted me out for all this stuff. And I'm a failure in your mind in the next breath.
Yeah. If you do not have a morning routine, I don't truly believe. Now, you prove otherwise because you'll do stuff in the evening. But again,
that's why not everyone's going to. And so I'm speaking to you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't have any. You need a structure at some point in your life. Okay. You have to have some kind of a structure.
We can agree on that.
But not everyone's going to be that morning. There's some days I woke up. There was a day this week. I woke up at like 6:45 and I had to be out the door at 7:20.
Yeah. See, nope. Couldn't be me.
I knew I didn't have to work out that morning. I had time in the evening. Afternoon, really. I knew I was getting out of work early. I was like, catch up on your sleep, big dog.
There are times for that, but
like today.
And dude, I woke up at 5:15,
and I still got 2-mile ride in. You said I'm getting my 2-mile ride.
I wish it was 2 miles. It's hours.
Okay, 2 hours. Then I'm going to the bourbon drop. Then I'm good to go.
That ride's still getting done.
That ride's still getting done. You're a failure in my mind.
No, truly. The common everyday person, if you are sitting out there complaining about anything in life and you do not have a morning routine, that is first and foremost what you need to implement in your lifestyle.
I'll give you that. If you're complaining about your life, it's an easy way to get started. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Because you got to get a win first in the day.
Yep.
And pretty much every day I get some kind of a win. I just don't have a set up structure of this time, this time, this time, this time. Because 90% of the time I'm working out before work.
Yep.
So I'll give you that.
Yeah. And again, there's the far left, far right. It's like you live a very uncommon life compared to the majority of people. Your life is very uncommon because you do those things and you but you fit it into your schedule. I am talking to all the lazy fucks out there that roll out of bed, go straight to work, and then don't do anything in the evening either, but yet can complain and complain and can complain.
I can't wait to title this, You're a Failure.
About why they deserve this and they deserve that, or their marriage is failing, or their boyfriend and girlfriend always fight. To me, if you're not showing up for yourself first thing in the morning, you're not showing up for anybody. And so it goes back to the 4 pillars of what I live by. It goes back to building this brand because, again, my morning routine is all habit-based. It's all habits that I've instilled in my life. And so that is my true core belief, is that everybody should have a morning routine, and waking up early is a cheat code in life because you can do anything before the rest of the world wakes up, and you can get it done without headaches, your phone ringing, emails, texts, whatever it is. And now you're solely focused on yourself. So to me, I showcase that through the content that I'm putting out. You showcase your life with these carousels that you've been putting out on Instagram to show people glimpses of the things that you're doing daily. And then that ultimately compounds weekly, monthly. And then you look back and you're like, damn, I fucking killed this year.
Some days, bro, I'm like, what am I putting in this carousel this day? I was about to say week, but it's a day.
Yeah. So the post that you sent me, though, was very intriguing and eye-opening because, again, I feel like it's extremely relatable right now. But it says, build your brand, ? No, live your mission, play the decades, build worlds, craft an entire universe around your vision, values, and voice. It's what happens when you stop trying to fit into existing spaces and instead build missions that matter, visions that last, worlds worth exploring. Your role isn't to fit their timeline. Your role is not to fit their timeline. It is to build something timeless. Your decades are waiting for you to build what only you can build. And for us, we can very clearly speak on like what that brand is we're building. And it goes back to the point that I just made to you that I'm very excited that we're showcasing finally our day-to-day lives, the things that we're doing, the things that we're focusing on, because it's helped curating a lifestyle that I feel most people can start incorporating in their lives because we're giving them different perspectives, ideas, ways to do things to I'm
gonna be real. Until you just said this, I didn't realize I was showcasing like my daily habits, and I don't know how I didn't realize this, but I didn't realize it till just now.
Interrupting the pod for sponsor time. First Form, you guys hear Dylan and I talk about it all the time. They have you covered from A to Z, no matter what supplements you need. Whether it's proteins or fueling for an endurance race, First Form has you covered. Their mission is to help one person a day. We love that here at DTI because our mission is to help people live a healthier, happier lifestyle, and we believe that using First Form supplements can enhance what your goals are. So whether it's a supplement that First Form has or you want to rock their merch, visit the link in our bio, www.firstform.com/DTI to get yours today. Back to the pod. And so that post, it was like, yeah, dude, like you have to live out and you have to believe in what you're truly going after. Because if you aren't, it's ultimately going to lead nowhere. Look at how long and how much time we wasted trying to force the fitness space and this and that. Like it was uncomfortable to us. We hated it, but we're going to force it down because we can make content on this and we can post about it. What did it lead to? It led to burnout. It led to us getting in our head more. Like, I think
it's because we hid behind the guise of like, we have to get uncomfortable. We have to get out of our comfort zone, which I agree, but it doesn't have to be every single thing outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like there's some, and it's not even like the things we do get us out of our comfort zone. All we do is showcase them in our own way. It doesn't mean like we have to shove fitness down your throat. Because at the end of the day, that's not, maybe in the beginning that is what it was. But that's not even what this brand is about anymore.
No. And so, yeah, just like finding that niche or that value and what you're working towards is going to go a long, 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 long way to help showcase ultimately what the end vision is going to be. And so whether it's the videos that we post or the people that we encounter when you go to like coffee clubs and stuff like that, it's all playing an instrumental role in the process. And so I want to keep showcasing those things because it's just going to completely like compound and build over time.
It's funny that you bring up niche there. The guy who I took that quote from, I follow him on Instagram and I like him a lot. I actually think I sent you one of his podcasts recently. He does like daily, like 15, 20-minute podcasts.
Damn.
But his whole brand is called The Niche Is You. And it's like, you don't need to fit into these different roles. Like you need to just be authentically who you are. And that's going to be your audience. That's going to be your brand. That's going to be who you ultimately cultivate to come into your world.
Yeah.
And like, it is true. Like the more we get away from like a certain one thing and we lean into just our habits, our hobbies, the things that we enjoy in life, I feel like the more authentic our content gets to.
Yeah. And the stuff that we preach and focus on, like not everybody has to go out there and build a brand. Not everybody has to go out there and build a company. Not everybody has to be this like extremely fit person or whatever. But the stuff that
part you do need. The last one you need.
Yeah.
Maybe not extreme, but you need to be in shape.
Yeah, not extreme. But all of this stuff that we talk about, like take it and implement it in your life for like how you can see it fit, how you can see the value in it. Because some people might want to climb the corporate ladder, and that's totally fine. Some people might want to work at a local store that's in their like town or something like that. Like whatever it is, it's fine. But like live that, be proud of it. Don't try and hide behind something to appease this group or that group. Like fuck all the outside noise and just focus on the things that are important to you, because I'm a firm believer still to this day, and this is going to be a wild take and a wild turn, but like these fucking medications and everything that like this world is putting us on because we're anxious and we're depressed and we're all these things, like they're classifying us as one thing when that's not the case. Majority of the time, it's because you're overthinking this. You're not working here. You're not putting the time in here. And you're trying to fit into all these things that you're not meant to fit in.
RFK's here now, boys.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's my guy, baby. I saw James Charles or whatever that fucking TikToker is making fun of his voice and like, oh, our health guy, and it's like mocking him. I'm like, dude, have you ever fucking
Did
looked
you see the last person who was supposed to be health?
Wasn't she it?
What?
That big girl?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're about to make fun of the way he talks,
It was
but you're not
insane.
going to make fun of this broad? You ever... We're just going down a different path while we're here.
There we go.
Have you realized like the body positivity movement's dead? It's funny how as soon as Ozempic becomes mainstream and it's easy to get thin, I was gonna say in shape, but it's not in shape. Get thin, all of a sudden it's not cool to be body positive anymore because they have a fucking easy way out.
I haven't heard much on that.
Me either.
Interesting.
Because now they can do it without having to work.
You also know what fell off? Those drones. We were hearing about them. They
That,
fell
yeah.
off.
That was obviously a distraction. But the body positivity thing was like this whole movement
Yeah.
to like make bigger people feel better about themselves. And now you see all these celebrities just losing weight without having to do anything. It's wild.
Interesting. I still don't know how I feel about Ozempic.
I do. It's dumb and it's a cheat. Like, it's not a long-term solution, and you have no idea what else you're doing to yourself.
Yeah.
It's not tested enough. Actually, it is tested, and you know it's bad for you, and you still continue to do it.
Yeah. There's use cases for it, but...
Sure, there's always a use case for any type of medication.
Yeah.
But it's like you were saying, it's overly prescribed now. It's not the people who actually need it, it's the people who want it. And more than that, it's people who can afford it.
True. Shit ain't cheap. Body positivity is gone. Is that the title of the episode?
It really is, though, dude. The whole movement is dead.
Yeah.
And if the movement's dead, did you ever really stand on your principles in the first place?
It's interesting.
I was going to go a different way before we got off topic, but I don't remember what that is.
Yeah, I don't remember what that is either. All I remember is talking about trying to fit a shape in a image that does not pair together. And I was thinking of the little kid's toy, you know, where you put the triangle piece into the triangle. I feel like that's how majority of people live, is that they're trying to fit into these shapes that they're not meant to fit into, to be
That's where I was going to go.
in a group or whatever it is.
I was going to say, that's where the whole world has us fucked up, though. It was going back to like what you were saying about not everyone needs to build a brand or a business. I feel like, especially our generation and below, they feel like they do. People feel like they need to do it on their own, or else they're not making it in the world. Where I feel like our generation for a while was like, you got to go to college, you got to get a job. And now it's like, if you're not doing your own thing, you're failing. And that's not the case. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
And it's making the whole market saturated in a weird way. It's like, I don't understand what it is, but it's real weird. No, I got it. You do that one.
Right? That didn't last very long.
That one won't need done, but now we're just letting them in the background of what goes on.
Hey.
I just figured while I'm talking, you can do that one. While you're talking, I'll do this one.
That works. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have on that topic. Yeah,
I know you had another one too. There's a few things you wanted to read out for the crowd.
So I also saw, and this is kind of because we didn't have continuation of a topic last week. So Dylan and I just found these couple images that really, like, I guess, spoke to us or had some meaning. And another one is A.J. Brown, fucking Super Bowl winner, a sports icon, extremely known and a profound football player in the NFL that plays for the Eagles. and I came across a post that Sports Illustrated put out, and it really like got my wheels turning, because in life we often identify as, when I have something, I will be X. So when I have X, I will be Y. When I have Y, I will be Z. Meaning, people are out there, man, I just really want a significant other. I want a significant other. When I get one, like, everything's going to be perfect. Like, I just need that. I'm lonely. And then they get one and it's not what it like turns out to be. And it's like, okay, well, you wasted all this time talking about it, and then you got in one, wasted all that time being in it, and it didn't work out. So like, what did that time allot to? Other people are like, man, I want this promotion. I want this promotion. They get the promotion. Now it's taking them away from their friends and family. They're not able to do their hobbies as much because they're working overtime. They're working more. They have all this demand. And then it tarnishes relationships that they have in their life. It's the same thing with football players. Man, I want to win the Super Bowl. When I win the Super Bowl, like, I'm going to be a champion, and I want to be a champion so bad. And so what I'm getting at is that we hold on to these narratives. It's even with like social media creation. Like, once I get this camera or computer, then I can post. Once I get this next gadget, then I can do this. And I was like that for a really long time. I was like, oh, I'll get my GoPro. I'll get to all these attachments. And then once I get that, then I'll start posting content. Well, guess what? I got all that fucking stuff, and then I hated the content that I was posting. And so it's all tying into what we've been talking about, in a common theme here is living out your truth and your why. And I get that going down this path and living out these journeys, you're going to hit certain points where it's like, maybe this isn't it. But how do you pivot? How do you turn? Where do you go from there? When we started DTI in the beginning, we were like, this is what it is. It's working out, blah, blah, blah. The concept was there, mental and physical health. We're bringing it together through this and that. But then it got altered, and then it got altered, and then it got altered. And guess what? We've built, we've grown, we've learned, we've all these things, because the overall vision and mission and everything was still on point with what we wanted to do. But we were okay knowing that things were going to change along the way, that we had to keep curating what was happening at that point to build to what it is now. And then again, we got to figure out, how do we build from here and what's next. And so Sports Illustrated posted this thing on AJ Brown, and it says, AJ Brown says winning the Super Bowl, in quotes, wasn't what I thought it would be. And I was like, interesting. And then they attached his status to it, and it says, after a few days, I've had time to reflect on being a champion. I tried to feel how everyone made it seem to be a champion, and unfortunately, it was short-lived. 2 days to be exact. I've never been a champion at the highest level before, but I thought my hard work would be justified by winning it all. It wasn't. My thrill for this game comes when I dominate. It's the hunt that does it for me. It's when the DBs drop his head and surrender because they can't F with me. The intense battles, every morning's late night sacrifices. I love putting a smile on people's faces. Don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't what I thought it would be. It's the journey that I love the most. Back to work. And so, dude, he has worked his entire fucking life to fucking be a Super Bowl champion. And he got that. And 2 days later was like, wow, that's what it was.
I'm actually surprised that it took that for him to realize it. Because if you take a step back, at some point, he was in high school, and he probably thought, if I could just get scouted and get into a college, then I'm going to be there. And then once he was in college, he's like, all right, now if I can do X while I'm here. Now if I can get drafted in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Now if I can be a starter. Now if I can do this. So, like, I would have thought that he experienced this way earlier than just becoming a Super Bowl champion. Realized, okay, maybe it's just the work to get there. I understand that's obviously the highest level, but there's so many fucking things along the way that hit there. And I relate to this one a lot because I feel like I'm more obsessed with the build than I am like an end goal. And I've done this with a lot of different shit. Like, I've started many things that have went down or that I just walked away from or whatever. I've done multiple podcasts. I've had random coaching businesses. I've been a part of other businesses. And I think that what you said before you went into the quote is important because, like, it's not even about the pivot. It's about being okay with the pivot. Mm-hmm. I think that the faster you can realize this isn't for me, the better off you're going to be. The more time, like, that you get stuck in something and you're spinning your wheels, the worse off you're going to be. too many people get locked into an idea and say, I committed to this. I have to stay in this for better or worse now, because if not, people are going to laugh at me. Like, people are going to say something, this or that.
Yeah.
And like, this isn't marriage. This isn't life or death. This isn't better or worse. Like, all of that changes. We have seen this fucking countless times with DTI, that we think we're going down the right path and then we're like, this ain't it. And we move. And then we think we're on the right path again and we move. And the path we have right now might not be the right path. But we have to be okay with realizing, okay, this isn't it. Where is the next path? Where's the next opening for me to go a different way?
Yeah. What I love about what AJ Brown said too is that it showcases the work that you put in is far greater than the return at the end. Because guess what? That's not the end. Like, he still has to figure out how to live, what he wants to do next. Is he going to play another season? And so I related it to my Ironman training and the way that I'm approaching it. I just had a call with Ryan this past week, and it was a really good call because we not only are talking about ways to elevate my training and like what's to come, because the race is 3.5 months away or whatever. But he also like started that call off. Tell me about life. What's going on in life? How's life been? What are you working towards? How's DTI? And we're talking about all these things. And I'm like, dude, I'm finding these deeper purposes in the journey. I was like, Ryan, I am extremely excited to cross that finish line as an Ironman, but I don't want to work my ass off to hit this grand time and not take anything away from it. I was like, what's important to me is, how do I become a better now fiance? How do I become a better friend? We've talked about this before. How do I become better overall in life? Where can I dig deeper? What is the message I can find? What is the meaning I can pull out of it? And then at the end, that's cool that I crossed the line. But again, like, what's next after that? And so to me right now, I'm building the what's next after that, because I'm putting attention in all these other buckets that are extremely important to me, that I value, that I cherish. And then I can cross that and be like, fuck yeah, cool, completed a half Ironman. But you know what I did along the way? And now I have a story to tell that will hopefully then just keep excelling and building that outer layer to keep going. Because we've chased a lot of goals. We've chased a lot of things. And like, quite frankly, like, we're pretty successful at it, dude. Like, we chased moving out of our hometown. We completed that. We chased graduating college. We did that. We chased a half marathon. We completed that. A marathon, completed that. We chased different vacations or whatever, like milestones in life that we keep fucking checking off and checking off and checking off. But again, if you get caught up on that one thing of winning a Super Bowl championship or becoming a World Series winner, whatever it is, and then that's over, what is the story and what is the legacy that you're leaving behind to be able to keep moving forward in life? And how did that impact you to be able to go to the next tier?
The key to what you said is that you're always looking to get better in this area, that area. That's it, bro. That's all people need to figure out is, how do I continue to get better? AJ Brown won a Super Bowl. He's not at his peak performance that he'll ever be. Like, and I'm not talking about just on the field. Like, there's something he can get better at. There's something everyone can get better at. No one is perfect. And so if you just have the mindset of, I always want to get better, you're not going to fucking lose. I had a conversation literally yesterday with Mandy. I don't even know how it came up, but she said something that kind of like caught me off guard.
Okay.
And it was about me. And it was a way that I never would have thought of myself. But once like she kind of explained it, I have it and I think you have it. And there's very few people that I think do. She was like, it's a rare trait. And it's kind of like weird to see. And she told me that I was very self-assured. And it caught me off guard because I'm like, we talked about imposter syndrome. We talked about doubts. We talked about all these fears we have. And those do exist. But also, if shit was ever to go sideways, it is what it is. Like, she was like, we've had conversations where if me and her split up, like, you'd obviously be heartbroken, but it's not going to end your life. Like, you're going to wake up the next day and continue to do the same things that you're doing today. You lost your job and you continue to do the same thing. She's like, you're very self-assured in who you are and what you want. And I was like, oh, I guess you're kind of right.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's never something that I would have classified myself as. It's never, like, something I would have described myself as. But it is. Because, like, we've both been through a lot of shit. And regardless of what happens, we overcome it. And get ourselves into a better position to overcome it in the future. So that the next time something catches us off and throws your whole life off kilter, it's a much quicker recovery time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not going to trip and you're not going to stumble, but you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're still going to work out. You're still going to do your morning routine. Like all of those things, you continue to do those and everything else is going to work itself out.
Do you think that it took a lot of like hurt and pain?
Yeah.
And
that's literally the only way you get there.
yeah.
You don't get there without going through shit. And that's what I told her. I was like, the only reason that if we split up, I would be good is because I've already been through it. Like, this isn't the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just that, but like all kinds of rejections, all kinds of failures, all kinds of whatever. Like, you've been there. It sucks. You move on. Life doesn't end when a problem comes up.
Yeah.
You just find a new way to get through it.
And too, like, a lot of scenarios and cases, and again, I haven't been through everything that I'm going to go through in life, but like every scenario and every situation that has built what I would like to call like bumpers around my emotions, my thoughts, the way I approach life. I know what it's like to take the long road to a recovery or to like process things. And again, like you said, it's not to say that we won't stumble and slip up and we're these ultra human people. We're not. But I think it's because like I was able to find my purpose and why so young in life because of the stuff that I went through and stuff that I saw. And again, my life is not the hardest life ever. But when you go through stuff and you see stuff and you go through tragedy and loss and all of these things, it kind of builds like an armor to you. And it takes me back. Like, I never want to get to my darkest place again. So, like, I know I don't want to go down. So how am I going to get out of it? How am I going to take a better approach, a faster...
what to do to stay out of that place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Habits. Daily habits.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like I am obsessed with development to, like, maybe an unhealthy place. But how can... I don't know. I don't fuck up relationships over. I don't do that. So maybe it's not unhealthy. Maybe that's just like myself trying to get in my own head and slow down that progress. But I feel like you're the same way. Like, everything you do is to develop you into a better human. No matter who that's for in your life, no matter everything else. Like, it's always bigger than you. It's bigger than me. I think that we both, that's the one thing that we have in common for sure that keeps this whole thing together.
Yep. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. I was talking to a coworker actually yesterday, and it was really cool just like talking about kind of like our journey and what DTI is and the thing that like it revolves around. And again, it was just another point where it was like, somebody relates to this. They see it. They were like, dude, I fucking love it. They were like, I know that I give you a lot of shit all the time and this and that, but it's awesome, man. It's awesome that you're doing these things. And again, we would have never fucking got here if I didn't lose my dad and I didn't have the other things that contributed to like me getting to my darkest mental state. And so you go through that stuff, and at one point it was all fucking tears and anger and angst and all that stuff, but now I look back and I kind of smile. It's like, damn, good fucking shit, bro.
And you're better equipped for any kind of hardship or adversity that comes your way now.
Yep. Gotta live your truth. Live your why. Ties back to what we were talking about in the beginning.
I got deeper than I expected it to, honestly.
Yeah. Do you, since we're kind of like on the deep path, I know one of the episodes last season, we showed like a side that we don't typically show in terms of like emotions and stuff like that. But I feel like I haven't asked you in a while, how's like your mental state and how are things like going in life in terms of reflecting back on that episode where we were a little bit more vulnerable and let things spill out?
I'm in a really good mental space. I feel like I have a lot of clarity on the path that I want to do. And obviously, like, shit's just all falling into place. We've kind of talked about the last few episodes. Like, shit's just clicking. I feel like everything's forward momentum right now. Wow, my stomach is going crazy. You hear that? I bet they heard it, honestly. But that was the imposter syndrome episode, actually, where we kind of went down that path. Those feelings are still there. I don't think those feelings are ever going to go away unless you're, like, some kind of a sociopath who, like, Kanye type status. Like, where you have, like, that type of a mentality about yourself. But I'm just trying not to, like, let that pull me back or derail me.
Yeah.
Every day I feel like, how many people are probably pissed that I'm posting this? And I told you in the beginning, I've never lost followers faster.
Yeah.
I'm up now like 30.
There we go,
So
baby.
okay, it all balances out. I'm up 30 from where I started. So I lost some and gained more. Not the greatest engagement on these posts, just to be honest. But I think it's because they're so similar.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter.
That's how I'm feeling.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Every day before I hit post, though, I've got this fucking pull that just says, don't do it. Don't do it. And I don't know if that'll ever go away.
Yeah.
But the more you fucking do it, the better it gets. And that's everything in life, man. The more you do the hard shit or the shit that you don't want to do, the easier it gets. Today, I'm going out day drinking with a group of people. And I'm not drinking, but I'm going bar hopping. And that, like, as much as I want to just say no, I'll stay in. I know that I need to get out. I want to go. I do want to go out and hang out. And so it's just a test, man. It's like, how are you going to feel in the moment? And if you do feel pulled to do it, how much better are you going to feel when you don't?
Yep.
And it's those small wins, man. Like, mentally, I know I don't need it. I'm not even craving it right now. Get you some athletic because it's been fucking real nice.
Heard that one.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm starving. But, no, I'm feeling really good, man.
Good.
Feeling really good.
Good.
I
Happy
feel
to
like
hear that.
the answer is the same for you, but I'm going to ask anyway for the people.
I was telling Lo last night at
you went really dark, it was like, dude, I'm in a bad spot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to react right now.
No, I was telling Lo last night at dinner that, like, mentally I'm the best that I have been in a very, very long
Fuck
time.
yeah, dude.
Like, there's really, knock on wood, there's not, like, any bad or dark thoughts. There's not, like, and bad or dark thoughts could be me, like, talking shit to myself on why I'm not good enough for something or why I shouldn't do something. But, like, when it comes to the posting, like, I don't, like, oh, yeah, let me make this post. I don't think twice about it. When I'm selfishly making a decision for myself because I know it's the best of, like, what's aligning with my life right now, I don't feel bad about it. Like, it's almost like I have such a respect for myself right now that I want to keep seeing this through, the things that I'm working on, the things that we're talking about, and just keep it going because, again, when I was having worse, like, thoughts and getting in my head about just everything, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I this? Am I that? And I was just, like, putting so much pressure on myself. I look back on it and it's like, well, yeah, dude, look at how you were fucking living life. Like, you didn't have any discipline. You were checking boxes, but it wasn't intentional. There was nothing behind it. And so what did that ultimately lead to is, like, more, oh, let me go down this path, even though I'm checking these boxes. Let me, and whether it's my diet or whether it's going out and enjoying patio beers in the summertime, like, whatever it is, it was pulling me this way instead of, like, keeping me going. And so,
And why is that the only way that we can hang out? Why is that such a staple, dude?
I don't know.
Was that one you?
Yeah.
Damn. But, like, I don't understand, like, is it societal? Is it, because not everyone does it, but I feel like for us specifically, it's like, it's a nice day. Let's go grab a beer. Why is that where our brain goes?
It's everybody's, dude. I saw it this week in St. Pete's. Guess what? The entire bars, every single bar down that road was packed, had people in it, everything. But guess what? You know what didn't have anybody in it in the morning? The fucking gym. You know what didn't have anybody on it? The sidewalks. And so, again, it's just like, it's what society is. It's so easy. It's convenient. It's a way, like, nobody wants to come over and just twiddle thumbs and sit on a couch and hang out. Why? I don't know. It's because it's not normal. It's not what people do. It's easier to be like, hey, let's go into this environment where there's other people, there's music, we can vibe, and that's fine and dandy. Mm-hmm. And it's good to do that. But I think I'm going to keep riding the wave that I'm on right now and just see where it leads me.
Me too. I don't plan on drinking it until Alex's wedding, which is like 5 weeks away still. And even then, I'm only letting myself drink that day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing Friday lead into Saturday. I'm driving home Sunday, so thank God that won't happen. But, like, I'm making it a point to not link up with everybody Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll see you guys on Saturday afternoon whenever we're all together. But I'm not letting myself go down that path.
Yeah.
And that's the respect thing, man. Like, I have to be okay making that decision for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's all. Go out there and figure out your story and realize that, you know, the things that you are working towards aren't the end all be all. the goal at the end, whether it's a Super Bowl or it's this trophy that you want, like life still continues and you still have to figure out who you are and what you're striving for and what you're going towards, and make that a priority during the journey. Make that a priority during the things that you're doing in life, sacrificing to make decisions, all of that stuff, and find the deeper meaning in the things that you do, because it'll carry you a lot further and it'll keep things moving in the right direction. So that way, once you do achieve said thing, life doesn't just stop and now you're like, who am I? What's my identity? What am I working towards? And keep striving for greatness. Have the desire to inspire, and keep living your best life. We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. That's all. It's on.
Peace. Optic Nerve was our very first sponsor here at the Desire to Inspire podcast, and it's still one that we are pumped to be partnered up with today. I was linked up with them when I was living in Colorado. They are owned and operated out of Vail, and all of their products get tested in the mountains, so you know that it's built for an active lifestyle. Freddie and I rock these things all the time. They are made with planet-friendly materials, from recycled plastics to natural wood, and every pair comes with a lifetime warranty. So, I mean, what are you really doing? Hit the link in our bio, support DTI, support Optic Nerve, look fly doing it. Whether you're just out enjoying a nice stroll or getting active, Optic Nerve has got your back. So go to opticnerve.com and use code DTI for 20% off your orders today. That's opticnerve.com, code DTI.